Welcome back to Chocketable Media. Let us observe the current situation of opposition's group in Uganda. In Uganda, the political landscape has become increasingly fraught with tension, particularly for opposition figures like Dr. Kizza Besigye, who has long been a prominent critic of President Yoweri Museveni's administration. Dr. Besigye's recent experience of severe persecution highlights the broader issues of political repression and human rights violations that have become alarmingly common in the country. His presentation to the tribunal in a critically ill condition has raised significant alarm among citizens, many of whom view this as a blatant example of the government's disregard for the health and well-being of its political opponents. The situation surrounding Dr. Busigye is emblematic of a larger pattern of oppression faced by dissenting voices in Uganda. Reports of arbitrary arrests, torture and harassment of opposition members have become increasingly frequent, creating an atmosphere of fear and intimidation. This climate of repression not only stifles political discourse, but also undermines the democratic process, as citizens are discouraged from participating in political activities or expressing dissenting opinions. Despite the widespread discontent among the populace regarding these human rights abuses, the response from international human rights organizations has been notably muted. This lack of action raises critical questions about the effectiveness of global advocacy efforts and the mechanisms in place to hold oppressive regimes accountable. Many citizens are left feeling abandoned as they witness the erosion of their rights without sufficient intervention from the international community. To address this troubling situation, it is essential to investigate the underlying causes of the political repression in Uganda. Factors such as entrenched power dynamics, a lack of accountability within the government, and the complicity of security forces in human rights abuses must be examined. Additionally, the role of international actors, including foreign governments and NGOs, in either supporting or challenging the Museveni regime warrants scrutiny. Potential solutions to this crisis could include increased diplomatic pressure from the international community, targeted sanctions against key figures in the Ugandan government, and a concerted effort to support civil society organizations that advocate for human rights and democratic governance. Furthermore, fostering dialogue between the government and opposition parties could pave the way for a more inclusive political environment, allowing for the peaceful resolution of conflicts and the restoration of citizens' rights. In conclusion, the plight of Dr. Busigye and the broader context of political repression in Uganda demand urgent attention and action. By investigating the root causes of these issues and exploring viable solutions, there is hope for a future where human rights are respected and democratic principles are upheld in Uganda. The international community must not remain passive observers, but rather take a proactive stance in supporting the Ugandan. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. Don't forget to comment. Also put on your notifications button. Bye for now.
First of all, the situation is really devastating to us. You can see what is happening to Dr. Besigye. You know him. He's a very strong man. But you could tell from his appearance today, or he's not well. It's a matter which is really worrying to us. And it's what compelled us to invoke the provisions under the Human Rights Enforcement Act, which was enacted to address situations like this. The framers of the Constitution provided that latitude to people who are faced with egregious abuse of rights to have quick remedies. It's the reason we had to invoke that particular provision, Section 5, with the hope that it would come to our rescue, to the rescue of Dr. Kizza Besigye. Unfortunately, we have not been favored with a decision today. We leave the court premises with heavy hearts. It's a heart-rending situation to see Dr. Besigye in that state. and to witness this impunity of the highest order.
Thank you for watching. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing so you won't miss out any of our latest video.